I wish I had the time to show you who I be. I wish I had the time to give you this heat. I wish I had the time to make you believe.
Welcome YouTube. Welcome everyone else watching on other platforms that I shared this on. I want to talk a minute about business and how to become successful and what criteria you need to be successful. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I like to see black people do well in business, because you know we have a reputation for being the biggest consumers and to make the least money in our country. We have a lot of statistics that are not in our favor, but we could change that. But anyway, there are certain things that we are historically known for not doing, which is keeping us from being successful in business. I'm going to outline these things, and hey, you could take it or leave it. But when you run in a business, you need to treat that business like a baby, okay? A baby is going to have a lot of needs. It's going to need a lot of your time and attention, all of it. If it cries, you got to feed it or change it. You got to do everything for this baby. A business is the same way. You must be attentive to this business. I see a lot of black-owned businesses that they're not open when they say they're going to be open. They're not open at all sometimes. They open late. Let's not get excited about this money in the beginning. If you open a business and you have a grand opening, automatically you're going to be seeing dividends. You're going to see money in the beginning, but that'll level out, and then the real work begins. Because when something's new, everybody wants to try it. But here's the thing. When they try it, what do you bring to the table as a service provider or even a product provider that'll make them keep coming? Most of our businesses that I see around here are service businesses. It's food, clothing, it's hairdressers, things of that nature. But we need to really, really focus and really zero in on what we need to start doing as a people to make sure our businesses thrive and continue to thrive. Number one, work. People feel as though entrepreneurship is a lazy way to make money. It's not. It's the least lazy way to make money, because you need to be attentive to that baby. In other words, you might have your business open from X to Z time, okay? Point A to point B. It might be 9 to 5, whatever your hours are. But after that, you still have to work. You have to do accounting. You have to do inventory. You have to make sure that you're trying to brainstorm more new ideas to make your business more appealing to the public. Because just because you find value in your business doesn't mean it's valuable. Remember that. Just because you think it's valuable, just because you like your food, just because you like your clothes, it doesn't make it valuable. It's the people. The market value of what you are selling is dependent upon, the market and the people in the market who are consuming your product or your service. It's dependent on them. So you got to ask them. You got to figure out what it is. That's called marketing research, to find out what they're looking for and give it to them. If there's something you're not providing, find out what that is and make that happen for them. That's one of the things. Second, look, being late, not being open can cost you so much money you don't even understand. I'm going to tell you as a consumer. There were several businesses that I went to try to support as black-owned businesses. And when I went there, they weren't open. The sign said they were supposed to be open, but they weren't open. So somebody like myself who's busy, who doesn't have a lot of time to waste, I'm not going to waste my time on a whim or hoping that you're going to be open. McDonald's is not a multi-billion-dollar corporation because they're open sometimes. Because they're open when they feel like getting out the bed and going in. They're open all the time. What happens I see often in our community is we'll get these businesses and we'll start making money in the beginning. Well, we want to go shopping and we want to go trips and we want to go do. No, you can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere because you're your business until you build it. Just like that baby. That baby can't go do nothing. You can't go and do nothing. You don't want to leave it with anybody because that baby is still an infant. You can't leave it anywhere. You can't leave your business anywhere. You have to be there. And a lot of people do that. They go get happy with that money in the beginning. They say, oh, let me go take some trips and I'm going to do this and I'm going to go buy me some Gucci and Fendi and Ferragamo. Okay, that's all good. That's later though. With me personally, I'm going to give you me as an example. When I first opened my first business, when I first came home, the first thing I knew is that I'm going to spend the next year and a half working hard to build this business, to build it from infancy. What comes after infancy? It grows into a toddler. It can walk a little bit, got legs. Once your business has legs and it can walk, then you still got to watch it though. Because toddlers get into stuff. So you can't just leave them alone. You can give them a little room, but you still got to be on top of that business, just like that toddler. Then what happens? It comes into pre-adolescence, and then it comes into adolescence. It grows and matures. Your business grows and matures. When I first started my business, I worked 7 days a week, 12 to 15 hours every single day. If you don't believe me, ask anybody that knows me. Ask anybody. I'm sure somebody's going to put in the comments, yeah, I remember that. I worked every day. Sundays, I would go, listen, I would bring my mobile shop to church with me. Go to church, come out of church, hop in my bus, throw my regular clothes on, and take my suit off, and go straight to work. Every Sunday. It got to the point where when I cut Sundays out of my schedule, it took people some getting used to get used to that. Because I started cutting my hours because the thing, like I said, it matured. My business matured to the point where I didn't have to do that anymore. Where I could take time for myself. But in the beginning, it's grueling. If you're not willing to have to be, you know, sleepless days and nights and all that, you're not cut out for business. Because it's all about you in the beginning. It's all you. Just like you and that baby are one for that first, until it grows up and gets big enough to do its own thing. So that's another aspect. Another aspect is we don't understand money. Just because the money's coming in doesn't mean you just go spend it. This is my rule of thumb. This is a simple rule of thumb. And if you follow this, great. It'll work for you. If you don't, that's fine. You don't got to listen to me. What do I know? When you first open a business, it takes money to start that business. It takes money. That's called your initial investment. When you get your initial investment, you first need to get that money back into your account first. That's the first order of business. When I first started my business, like I have a few businesses now, but when I first started my first one, I said, okay, I got to get this money I spent. I tabulated everything I spent, all my expenses. I calculated the expenses. They're right here. I know how much this is the total investment. I need to get that back over there before I do anything. Before I go on trips. Before I go start buying Gucci belts and all that. Okay? Before I start buying every Jordan that come out. Before I go buy a new car. I do that first. Then, the second thing, people think, okay, I got that money back. Now I can start spending. No. Then, you got to make what it took to invest in the business initially back. So if it costs you 30 grand to open a business, get the 30 grand back, then get another 30 grand on top of it, and then you can start, feeling comfortable. Because by that time, it takes about 6 months to a year to get your initial investment back. And then the money that money times 2. It takes that amount of time, depending on the business. But if you use that mind frame, your business won't fail, because guess what? You put that money back you invested, and you got double the money. So if something goes wrong with the business, you have a parachute, so you can land on your feet. Things happen. Coronavirus is a big, that showed us what companies and what businesses had legs and had a parachute and which ones didn't. Because if they were prepared for something like this and had that money to the side, they wouldn't have been had to close. People don't understand money. They understand that just because it's coming in doesn't mean that you just spend it. Then on top of that, you got to think. You got to allocate funds to the point where you have your expenses lined up and taken care of first before you even pay yourself. My second business, I ain't paid myself yet on my second business yet. I ain't paid myself yet. I keep putting it back into the business, putting it in an account, stacking it until I get that initial investment and double the initial investment. Then I can start upgrading my life a little bit to the point where I'm, getting other things and getting more things that I want, which is why you work at the beginning, to have more things. But you have to do it the right way. It's patience. My people, please have patience. All we want to do is stunt. I'm sorry it's dark in here, y'all. It's nighttime. I'm just like, this was on my heart. Because I'm talking about business all day to people, and I'm seeing a lot of businesses drop like flies, and I don't want to see that. Be responsible with your money. Be responsible with your people. Now, the third thing is your customer service. That's so important. Your customers are everything. The people that are buying your product or buying your service are everything. When they come into your establishment, they should feel like the most important person in that room. Because everybody in their own mind thinks they're the most important person. And they should be made to feel that way when they come into your establishment. Because in reality, they're the most important person to you. Each and every one of them. Because they're paying your bills. They're keeping your lights on. They're paying for your car note. They're paying for your house mortgage. They're paying for your kids to go to school. These people are important. How we treat these people when they walk into our establishments or when they buy our products is so important you don't understand. But all the time I see people mistreating their clientele, mistreating their consumers. They're mistreating them by either giving them faulty and subpar service or products and not trying to make it right. Because they're not considering the consumer who actually gives you your value. People are like, oh man, you charge too much for haircuts and stuff, and you charge. Okay, but the people that I do it for don't think that. They don't think that. No matter what you think, they don't think that, because whatever I'm providing to them is of enough value that they continue to buy. Week in, week out. Bi-weekly in, bi-weekly out. Period. That's it. It's about making that person feel like they're the most important person. You're not the most important person. It's not all about you. And that's what a lot of us do. We open these businesses, oh, I'm a boss, I'm a boss. That's all good. But being a boss ain't fun in the beginning. Trust me, I know. It's not fun. It's expensive. You're not really paying yourself in the beginning. It's a baby. You got to grow that baby first. Y'all out here, it's like you have this infant and you just leave it in the stroller in the park and then go walk off and go do something else. And think that you're going to come back and that baby's going to be okay. If you look at your business that way, I promise you guys will be successful. I promise you that. Other than that, man, like, hey, I just want to see y'all win. It ain't fun. It's not fun when you see, other people, other cultures doing so much better than us, statistically wise. And, we have so much talent, so much skill, so much to give, but we're not giving it in the proper way. Let's do better, y'all. Let's do better. Let's win out here. Let's be responsible. If your sign says that you're open from 8 to 7, you're supposed to be there at 7 or some 8 to 7. What is it? 8 to 7? Yeah, you should be there at 7. I messed that up at first. You should be there at 7 o'clock. If you open at 8, be there at 7. You gotta prepare. Get up a little earlier. I don't understand why you'll be on time to work for these people and slave job for these people. You will be on time for them, but your own business you will not be on time for. You will not come in. I can't tell you how many times I passed a business that's owned by one of us and it's not open. It's not open. How you gonna make money if you're not there? Let me tell you why being open is important, and I'm gonna be done. When you have store hours or business hours, and somebody tries to inquire about your services or your product, they go to your spot or they try to, inquire, and you are not available, they lose faith in your brand. They lose faith in you and your brand because they do not respect what you do not respect. Nobody's going to respect inconsistency. Nobody respects somebody who's halfway in. They respect somebody that's always ready for the consumer. Because like I said, the consumer thinks they're important. So if the consumer comes to your store and you're not open, they're going to look at you like you're crazy. They're like, no, this guy's not serious. He's not open. That's the simplest thing. And if you just change that part, be there. Because that one person that came to your place and didn't see you being open is one customer that could be paying your bills, who's going to tell 10 other people. So what do you want them to tell? When they go away, walk through, what do you want them to say? That's how you treat them. They're going to say, man, You heard about that spot? Yeah, they ain't never open. No one's gonna go. No one's gonna go. No one's gonna call you. No one's gonna deal with you if you're not consistent. It's common sense, but it's like we don't get it. Be open. That's it. Be around. We'd rather be up in the club or chasing this girl, this guy. We'd rather be running around here going on trips and all. Come on, man. Go to work. This is your business. You will go slave 12-hour days in a warehouse, but you won't go be there for your business. And you wonder why you're not successful. This is why. I'm giving you game. Y'all don't like what I say, cool. If y'all think I'm being like, I don't know. I get weird comments sometimes, but I like them. They're funny. They're amusing. But I'm not telling you something I don't know and that's not working for me. I wouldn't even speak on this platform about this if I didn't know better. If it didn't work for me. If it didn't make me successful. If it didn't make me money. Come on. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Let's do better, y'all. But I love y'all, man. That's why I'm giving you guys just a little bit of, advice. And, hopefully it touches somebody and hits somebody. And if you're thinking about opening a business, just take these principles. If you do them, if you do what I just said, these simple little things that sound so simple, if you do them, I promise you, I don't care if you're selling toilet paper, you will be successful. I promise you that. Because there's people out here being successful in every venue and every aspect of sales and services. There's successful and then there's unsuccessful. What's the differences? It's not personal. It's what you're doing. It's what you're doing and what you're not doing. Let's go, y'all. All right, love y'all. Sorry it was dark. I couldn't see my face through it. But at least y'all got to hear me, I guess. But love y'all, man. Like, keep striving. And if you're working that 9 to 5, work that 9 to 5 to the best of your ability. If you're qualifying yourself in college for a career, keep doing that too. I love all y'all, and I want y'all all to win and be successful. So do that, and do whatever lane you're in. And I'm out. So I gotta go get something to eat. I'm hungry.